Hey, we're here this afternoon with Brian Bailey, co-founder of the Ichor restaurant group. Brian, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. So tell us a little bit about the Ichor restaurant group and sort of what sets you guys apart and what you hope to get people to understand about your business.
Sure. Well, Ichor Restaurant Group, I co-founded with a high school buddy of mine in 2003. We have 3 different fast casual concepts in the state of Ohio and into Pennsylvania. Old Carolina Barbecue Company is a tribute to the roadside shacks that you find in the Carolinas. Baja West Coast Kitchen is our Southern California inspired concept where we do fish tacos and brick oven pizzas in a funky little surf shack. And then our newest concept, Smoke the Burger Joint. We actually slow smoke burgers over hickory wood, which makes them different at the core, but then we creatively top them with flavor profiles from all across the country.
And let's talk about that a little bit, because you were telling me the story about how you sort of built in a road trip across America into sort of the food that you present.
Right, well, I'm inspired by flavor profiles all across the country. You know, the Carolinas, I wanted to bring that back to my friends and family, and now a growing fan base in Ohio. Again, same thing with Southern California. With the burger concept, it was individual burgers that come from different parts of the country. A buffalo blue cheeseburger with blue cheese, shaved celery, and a buffalo mayo. A Texas Triple J. A Gilroy 5 cheese and garlic cheeseburger. And you've been to Gilroy, California, so you know that's the garlic capital of the country, the world.
Yeah, of the world, yeah. The place is amazing. Yeah. Fantastic. I'm also just because I'm a barbecue fan, just tell us a little bit about the fact that your barbecue place really brings in all of the different Carolina barbecue styles and gives people a chance to experience all of them in one place.
Yeah, before I was in the restaurant business, I was a software salesman traveling the country, visiting newspapers. Was the industry I was in. So I ate barbecue all over the country. And you know, Texas is different than Kansas City. It's different from the Carolinas. But within the Carolinas, there are several very distinct regions of barbecue, whether it's the coast, where they're doing a vinegar style, South Carolina, where it's a mustard-based barbecue sauce, tomato-based on the western part of the state, and then a blend of tomato and vinegar in the middle. So we tell that story of the Carolinas through our sauce bar in every restaurant.
I love that. So, that's just fantastic.
Yeah, you're going to come try something.
I got to tell you, I may hit the one in Altoona, Pennsylvania first, but I'm definitely going to get to one. Back to the business that you're running. I mean, as much fun as it is to talk about the restaurants, I mean, it is a business. Technology has really been driving a huge amount of change across the entire restaurant business. How have you seen this technology shift affect the way you think about and the way you expect to run or serve your businesses and serve your customers through those businesses?
Right. It's pretty much affected almost every aspect of the business. You know, when I think back to we opened our first brick and mortar restaurant in 2006, you know, even the employees applied on paper with an application. The loyalty program to the guests was a punch card that was in somebody's wallet. Orders that were called ahead were on the phone and written down onto a pad. Inventories were done on a clipboard. You know, even ordering food from our distributor was sitting down one-on-one with a rep 2-3 times a week to place your order. That has all gone electronic in every one of those aspects. So it's hard to keep up with them. It really is.
So, and that's a great point. So we think about, you know, with all the technology that's coming in, the challenge is you can self-manage the technology, but of course that takes a lot of overhead and a lot of effort. Or you can look to partner with people or bring in service-based companies to try and do that. Have you looked at that? Are you thinking down that path? And if you are, so what's the decision point on what you think you should do yourself and what you think you might get through a partner?
Right. Well, we're 100% looking at doing that. A number of these new systems we've only brought on in the last year or two, and we're just discovering that there is so much data in each one of them. We're working with the individual partners to just start to analyze what they have, and then we're realizing that a lot of this data kind of goes together. So, you know, finding somebody that can help kind of manage that, bring it all together, and help us analyze what's important is something that we're trying to do. You know, where do we store that? How do we access it? Something that we're actively looking to do.
And what about the integration as well? Have you run into those challenges of I've got this solution over here and this solution over here and maybe a third one, and trying to get them to work together or figure out how to get them to all,
Was having a meeting 20 minutes ago when I see one of these vendors. Hey, can you guys talk to each other? And if you've chosen a good partner to begin with, yes, they're probably already working on that, or they do have that solution. Like I found out from one of my partners that, oh yeah, we've got that. We're just about to launch that. So that helps. And it is certainly a key when you're looking for a solution. How well do they play with others?
Yeah. Fantastic. And also somebody that's looking forward, just like you said. You talk to one of your partners and, oh, hey, yeah, we're already looking at it.
Right.
We know that's something that's of concern to you. We've got it coming out shortly.
Right.
Somebody that's got that sort of sensibility that
Absolutely.
I know what you need and I'm looking out for it. Yeah,
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
So I'm going to ask essentially the same question twice. I will start with the first one, focusing on the back office. How have you seen this sort of technology improve the efficiency and your profitability in the back office?
Probably one that's made the biggest impact for us is like managing of that inventory and getting a theoretical versus an actual food cost to where we have a system. Again, I talked about no longer being on a clipboard. It's an iPad and you're entering all your inventory, what you've used for the week. And you used to just kind of divide that number from the sales and say, hey, this is your food cost. And that's all great to have that number. But based on what you sold, what should your food cost have been? So now we have, hey, this is what your actual was. What's the variance between theoretical? Because just because you have a lower number at location A versus location B, they might be dead on to their product mix and you've got a big variance. So you have room to improve in that location. So it has really helped drive the food costs down across all of the locations. We're seeing it a point to 2 points better. That we've really made this something that we're watching for.
Got it. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
If you can find that kind of efficiency in the back of house,
Right.
that's fantastic. Same question, maybe a slightly different filter on it. Thinking about front of house, how have you seen the technology help improve either customer loyalty or customer engagement and profitability in the front of the house?
I think there's two areas that maybe jump out with the loyalty. Being able to have it on every one of our, well, not every one of our guests' phones, but we have an adoption rate that's between 30 and 40% of our transactions are actually done through our mobile loyalty program. So we have a means to communicate with them, which brings them in more frequently. And we know that our loyalty guests are spending more money than our non-loyalty guests when we look at those ticket averages. So that's helped in the profitability. And the same thing with an online ordering or a mobile ordering application. We see that a guest will add more items, spend more money, and their ticket average is higher using that technology. When they're on the phone placing an order, you've got a staff member who's got to run and do a dozen other things, and they're trying to get off the phone quick. Is that all? Okay, come pick it up. So online ordering, mobile ordering, they can spend some more time. The system can always remember to suggest a drink or suggest a side and dessert. So that's helped a lot.
Wow, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. So thinking about the technology we were just talking about, what advice would you have as an owner, co-founder of this restaurant group, for how do you think about what technologies you consider and how you place a value on whether that technology makes sense for you or not?
Well, when you attend trade shows, read publications, go through your email, you get inundated with people that have a solution. Dozens upon dozens upon dozens of people have a solution. And a lot of them are based per location, per month, and you might spend $75 to $100, $150, $200 a month. And it sounds great. And the salesperson of that technology doesn't understand why you don't want to add their $150 solution. It's only $150. But you've got to decide between 5 that you need to add or 7. And now it's $500, $750, $1,000. So you need all of them. You do. You got to figure out which one is going to help you save the money, which one will make that impact to allow you to get to the next one quicker.
Got it. So primarily sort of an ROI, for each incremental dollar, one of these two is going to have a better result. I'll pick the one with the better result.
Correct. I mean, you might narrow it down to 2, and it's your first step, but it's a 2-phase process. Hey, if I do this one, then quickly after I'm going to be able to get to this one, and yeah, it'll save me money, bring me more sales, allow me to get to that 3rd and 4th step.
That's a great point. There's a lot of times when you look at these things, like you said, there may be one that naturally has to come before the other, or there may be one that's foundational that the other ones sit on top of. How do you take that into your thinking if you're trying to figure out, well, I could go add a new capability maybe that we don't have now, or I can look to reinforce and sort of foundationally improve so that everything coming on top of it is better. Do you wrestle with that as well?
Well, yes. When you talk to my CFO, it's always going to be dollars and cents. But you have to talk to your team, our VP of Brand Resources. Hey, where are we struggling? Where it doesn't look like it's a big number, but if you really dig deep, you decide that, hey, that can make a big impact. Even if it's just something new that's going to motivate the team to be reinvigorated with their job because of this new tool, that might have some sort of impact. So,
sure. Absolutely. Yeah. You mentioned earlier when we were just sort of chatting that you're looking at bringing on some cloud applications, may actually be using some already. Have you made the move to the cloud? And if you have, sort of, what are you using it for?
Yeah, well, I think the big one that we're looking at is the POS system. We've had instances where a server goes down and now you're kind of limping through a shift. And we talked about things being connected. That might affect the loyalty program because it's no longer generating the information that it needs for the guest to get their credit. And for that next 24 hours, we have guests that are manually saying, hey, help me get credit for this account. So, we've learned that there's a lot more that we can get out of a cloud-based POS system, but when is the good time to make that change? You got to bite that bullet, and it's something that we're actively. That's the next one that we're looking to do.
Is there some? You say you're thinking about the cloud-based POS system. Is there something about the cloud-type services or solutions that attract you? Because, like you said, if you've got to own the server, if you've got to have somebody manage the server, that's all CapEx, that's all stuff you're spending in-house, that's staff time, that's management time. Is there something about the cloud with that moving it to OpEx and getting it, like you said, you don't have to have it on premise, you don't have to manage it yourself. There's a big trade-off there.
Well, it's certainly going to help district managers who have multiple stores getting access to data sooner, quicker. Real-time updates. Me as an owner looking at 17 systems and seeing them in a dashboard, versus dialing in, connecting into one or the other. So yeah, I think there's a lot of ways it's going to help our business.
That makes sense. Similar topic. We're going to stay on topic here. Recognizing that cloud is great and it allows you to do all the things you were just talking about, move it off premise, see everything from one place as opposed to have to going into different systems. But it requires an always on, always available, sort of vibrant digital infrastructure, a network that's always available and all of the connections you need and all the security you need, et cetera, et cetera. So are you, as you're thinking about that transformation, back to this idea of a foundational piece, is that something you're looking at as well, as how do we add that sort of foundational capability to my digital infrastructure?
Yes, we don't have an IT department to figure this out. We know that there are experts that do this, and that's who we're looking to partner with because our guests kind of expect it. They want consistency in the food, and that's something that I know I can deliver on. But if they come in and the Wi-Fi is not there, or the POS is running slow, or it could be the cable out, or the music videos that we play aren't coming in because the internet is down. You have to deliver that consistent experience, and it is foundational, I guess, to what the guest experiences.
Absolutely. So now that we've talked about what you're currently doing and sort of what's immediately on your radar screen, think now a couple of years out. What's on the horizon that's got your attention, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, once I get this next immediate tranche of activity done, what are you excited about that's coming down the pike?
We're keeping our eye on mobile pay. It's not something that we have right now. There are brands that are doing it and doing it well, but is it something that our guests want? So far they're not pushing us for it, but I think that could come. So I really got my eye on that. I'm excited about more technology in the back office where we can put, and the technology exists today, but we just need to implement it. The like iPads that have recipes and procedures and training videos that we can upload to the cloud, and they can have in store whenever we roll out an LTO. A lot more data coming in to the restaurant and more data to be managed, but we're excited about doing that. And then I guess the final one that's probably the biggest disruptor in the industry right now is delivery. Everybody's talking about what these third-party delivery services are doing. I don't want to have 6 different iPads from 6 different systems or vendors, partners that are sending in orders. It's going to be a mess there. I think in the next couple of years, I don't know if there's less of those providers, or there's a way that they can come in, through one channel into the restaurants. So we'll keep our eye on that.
Great. Well, Brian, thank you so very much for your thoughts and insights today. It's been fantastic. Love hearing about Ichor Restaurant Group and all the great things you're doing. And I'm definitely going to find a way to get out and visit you in Ohio.
Meet with me.
And I like your suggestion. We'll do 3 lunches in one day, hit all 3 of them.
3 concepts we'll take care of. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
We've been talking with Brian Bailey, co-founder of Ichor Restaurant Group. Thank you very much. Have a great day.